What's up, everybody? Welcome to another show. We back. It's another day, man. Last day before the All-Star break. I'm your host, Jay Money. It's Jordan Sharp. That's Junior Browne. We're here to break down these NBA games today. We're gonna recap yesterday. First, we let you guys know about all the March Madness stuff we got going on. Roll the video, my guys.
March Madness is just around the corner, and we at the Three Man Weave are here to tell you we have you covered. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel SBR Sports Picks, Matthew, for all your video needs.
Jim, if you want more, that's not enough. SBR also has a dedicated March Madness headquarters. You can find picks, videos, news, and an updated bracket over at sbrpicks.com/March-Madness, Kai.
All you have to do now is sit back, relax, and let the games begin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure you guys check us out, man. Check us out. Check the videos out, my guys. What's up, Jordan? Everything good with you, my guy? How was your day yesterday?
Yeah, good day yesterday. Cashed both my totals. My guys, Oklahoma City, did not come to play yesterday. That game was mucked up from the beginning, but that was good because we also had the under on that play, which was steaming down all the way towards tip off last night. So felt good about that. And then my big play for the last night cashed as well. For those on the closing line, it was definitely a little bit of a sweat, but luckily I cashed my ticket on Charlotte, Minnesota overs with about a minute to go in that one, but everybody else had to wait for the last bucket, but still got a winner on that one. But and then I jumped on the Bulls, like I said I was going to do, followed my guy Junior Browne on that. Very sharp play last night. But overall, great night of basketball last night. Shout out to T.J. McConnell, first player to come off the bench and have a triple-double with steals last night, even though Indiana couldn't get the cover last night. They got the win. Good night of basketball last night. Also, Tobias Harris, shout out to him for outscoring the entire Utah Jazz in overtime. That was also doubling them up 2-1. Also, that was pretty impressive as well. So good night of basketball for Hoops fans, and good night for us as well.
Exactly. What's up, Junior, my guy? How was your day yesterday, brother?
Went 3-0 yesterday. Pretty satisfying when underdog picks come through. I wish I would have been brave enough to take Philly money line, but I'm just glad they cover. I didn't want to get too greedy because it's kind of hard to step in front of that Utah train right now. But like Jordan mentioned, the Chicago Bulls continue to cover, one of the best ATS teams in the NBA. So glad I cashed on that. And my future Eastern Conference champion Brooklyn Nets came through and covered for me against these disgustingly bad Houston Rockets. So just looking to cash again today. Look forward to hearing your guys' analysis as usual. Let's try to end the pre-All-Star games on a winning note and go into the break with some cash in our pockets.
Exactly. Let's do it. Yeah, Jordan, guys, man, T.J. McConnell had 9 steals in that first half, man. That was pretty crazy. It's also crazy. Pacers got down 17 to the Cavs in that one. I did lose a little cheddar on that one once I saw. I liked the Pacers in that spot. Sabonis got ruled in. Everybody playing. I put a little something on the Pacers there. They didn't come to play in the first half. End up winning the game though, so they got it together in the fourth quarter. Garland kind of went out to help them out with that, but still, McConnell really came to play, man. Without him, I don't know what they would have did yesterday. Just scary how the Pacers not really coming to play today. Yeah, the 76ers, man. I end up hopping on the 76ers as well yesterday, plus 3.5. End up cashing that one. Must say, kind of some fishy calls at the late in the game, but hey, I mean, that time it went in my favor, but I must say, maybe it possibly shouldn't have went in the overtime. But hey, it happens, my guys. I got the cash, so you know, probably wasn't an offensive foul, Donovan Mitchell, all that stuff, man. But it happens, my guys. I've been on the wrong side of this shit plenty of time. But the Pistons go and smack the shit out of the Raptors, guys. We know that they were missing a bunch of bodies out there. Smacked them up with ease. I know the Raptors went out there 13-3 start, then the Pistons just really took off on them. They get the win 129-105. The Nets smack up the Rockets there 132-114. They cashed the first half full game. The Rockets obviously in total disarray still once again. That was their Super Bowl, and they still didn't come to play in that game, my guys. The Bulls, they get it done over there. The Pelicans, that was a nice little sandwich spot for the Bulls. They end up getting the job done 128-124. The Hawks, man, I don't know how they came all the way back, man. I look at that one. I had some on the 2.5. Y'all know how I feel about Magic without Fournier. They came all the way back and cashed it. I just don't know how it happened. But I sure appreciate it, especially the last foul. And then I sure appreciate it, man. But it happened. Hornets smacked the mess out of the Timberwolves, 135-102. You see the Thunder, that was a them calling the under by you, Jordan. That game went all the way under. I know the Mavs end up covering, but still it was a nice call on the under. Kings come back 123-120. They beat the Lakers without LeBron. And Dame Lillard with the game-winning step-back three. Oh, with the Browne jerseys on. We sum up with over there in Golden State, they take the 2-point loss over there, my guys. But that's enough of yesterday, man. Let's try to get to today's games, Jordan. First game up, we got the Clippers versus Wizards. You got a look on this game, my guy?
I'm hesitant to bet the total on this game simply because I think the Clippers, if they do have their guys back tonight, they could hold Washington to like 105 points. And this one that would really be disadvantageous to the under, which has been going up by a point, it seems like, since it opened. That would be the direction I would look at this one. But at the same time, if the Clippers don't have some of their guys back tonight, look at this as kind of like a little bit of a getaway game for a vacation style. This could be a very, very sloppy game. We saw some sloppiness last night. I would not surprise me to see that trend kind of continue into tonight as teams are kind of looking ahead towards their break or the All-Star game or just a nice little week off. So no play on this one for me. I think the line is actually pretty sharp. I looked at this one as about a 5 or 6 point game, depending on, because I think they're kind of middling that news of whether the Kawhi is going to play or not. So not a whole ton of value in this game. I think it's going to be a pass for me.
Got you. Yeah, the Clippers did just smack them up over there at the house. You know, they're coming off a couple losses. Like you say, don't know what's up with Kawhi here. A lot of question marks. Junior, got any look in this game?
No look in this game because of the last thing Jordan just said, Kawhi Leonard. I'm sick and tired of Kawhi Leonard and his questionable status for his whole goddamn career, if I'm going to be honest with you. When he played even when he played in Toronto, he only played 60 games. I still live in Costa Rica, so I actually never got to see Kawhi in a Toronto uniform in person. This is a guy who has only played 70 games twice in his career. He's never played 82 games. He's just a walk. We give Anthony Davis a lot of shit for being questionable, but at least he plays. This boy Kawhi Leonard is on a perpetual vacation, so I can't get involved in these scenarios until I'm playing Clippers in game only until further notice. I'm sick of this nonsense.
Got you guys. Yeah, off a couple of losses. We'd be interested to see how the Wizards look. They were really hot as well. Now they're off a couple of losses. So just be interested to see which team gets back on track here. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard, a huge question mark for this game. The total is sitting at 236 as well, Jordan. No looks at all. What you think if Kawhi Leonard sits out here? What do you think about the total, first half total here?
Yeah, if Kawhi sits, I might consider the under here. But then again, like I said, I think even without Kawhi, the Clippers could really take it to Washington defensively. I mean, they're guard heavy, and that's where the Clippers are very good. I think Pat Beverly's going to get into either Beal or Westbrook tonight. There's just too much involved if Washington is missing their 3-pointers and maybe LA may not be making them either on the road. You know, there's just a lot of question marks here for me to bet the over and follow this steam here at 236. If Kawhi sits, that's specifically if Kawhi sits. If Kawhi plays, I might have to consider it, but I think if he sits, I'll probably just definitely lay off this one.
Got you. Definitely couldn't talk you laying off of this one, my guys. Let's get to the next game. We got the Raptors up versus the Celtics. Always been a good series between these two. Celtics have pretty much owned them the last game. Got a back-to-back spot for the Raptors here. Lines opened up at 7.5, Junior, up to 8.5 for the Celtics. Is this a smack city spot for the C's?
It seems like it, doesn't it, after what we watched Detroit do to these boys last night? Toronto, like I mentioned yesterday, Toronto's missing like 70% of their offense. So what are we really even talking about here? It's Celtics or nothing in this spot. This is another in-game play just for the sake of can Toronto come out a little bit hot and I could catch a better number with the Celtics. I mean, I play in-game, basically every single night, just trying to catch a better number. This is a perfect scenario where I'm just going to watch the game and hopefully the Raptors can hang around and get that number a little bit lower so I can smash the Celtics, because I can't see any way that the Celtics lose, especially with one very important point. It's not a coincidence that the Celtics have won 3 straight games during the stretch where Kemba Walker's playing the best basketball of his season. He's averaging, the last 3 wins, he's averaging 26 a game on 46% from the field and like 45% from 3. He's been the leading scorer. If that continues, this is a whole different Celtics team we're talking about, because now it's a 3-headed monster instead of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum just taking turns going one-on-one on every single play. Now you get a little bit more flow through their offense. And if their offense is clicking, the Celtics are a much different bunch. So Celtics are nothing, but my play in this game is going to be a live bet.
Got you. Jordan, what you thinking in this one, my guys? Total steamed up from 217.5 up to 220.5. Any looks on the total or side in this game?
Yeah, if another one lean of mine, but not an official play yet. That the over definitely is looking very good with especially the direction it's been going. But I mean, combined not only with Toronto giving up a $129 to one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the league last night. Now you're coming off the back-to-back and you're facing a Celtics team who, like Junior mentioned, has been playing really good, and they're a top 10 offensive rated team in their last 5 games. The problem is, and I think this is where the over comes in, is that Toronto's defense is also, or excuse me, Boston's defense has also been in the tank over those last 5 games as well. So I think they've been giving up almost 119 points per 100 possessions over their last 5 games. And those, I mean, other than the Clippers and Dallas, not a whole lot of ton of great opponents in that either. So a little bit concerning here if you're banking on this being kind of a, revenge kind of playoff style game like we saw last year in the bubble. I could see a lot of points being scored in this game too. So if there is a direction I'm leaning towards this one, it's definitely the over. I think the last 2 meetings have gone over, and Boston's just absolutely crushed them so far this season offensively. It's got 126 on them their first meeting, 120 on them last meeting. They may drop 140 tonight against this really weakened Toronto team. So once again, it kind of boils down to whether or not you think Toronto's going to take advantage of Boston's defense being bad lately, or if Boston's just going to just tighten down these guys and the game's going to be over halfway through the third quarter. So missed the move, a little bit disappointed in that, but I'm still thinking that 220 is a pretty attainable number here if Boston just, does what they've done in the first 2 games against Toronto.
Exactly. Yeah, Boston could keep it going here. Hey, we know with all those players out for the Raptors, we can't just overlook that some of these teams that they're facing teams that have a bunch of players out. They could announce some guys out, late as well. So it's really, kind of taking your time with this one. I'm definitely not bidding. I do like the Celtics in this spot, but 8.5 is pretty high out there, and they could, choose to rest one of their guys late down the stretch. We know Jaylen Brown's been having a lot of knee soreness here lately, so just something that I'm monitoring with him. Full goal, in theory, should be smack spot for him. The Raptors, like you say, if they gave up 129 versus the Pistons, we'd just be interested to see what happens versus the Celtics tonight, my guys. Let's get to the next game. We got the Bucks versus the Grizzlies here. Line opened up at 6. Well, still pretty much at 6 across the board. It was down to 5.5. Looks like it's back up to 6 for the Bucks here. Jordan, I know the Grizzlies, your squad. My God, I know them, your boys right there. They always play hard. You like them tonight, home dog plus the 6?
If there is any spread I am taking tonight, and I have yet to take one, but this would be the one that I would take, is the +6 with the Grizzlies here tonight. However, the reason I haven't yet is because I've already locked in another play on this game that's under 235.5, because I jumped on that very, very early. Because the reason the Memphis Grizzlies are such a value tonight against the spread is because their defense has been number 1 in the league over their last 5 games. That includes 2 games against the Clippers and 1 against Dallas. So their last 2 has been a little easier, but this team is trending in the right direction, and if they can get healthy in the second half, they are going to be an ATS monster. I've talked them up so much this year, and I think they've probably failed to live up to expectations in that department, despite being above 500 ATS this season. It's been a little rocky. They've had some injuries. They have not been consistent whatsoever, but they have looked a lot better in the last half of the month of February, and I attribute that mostly to their defense. They've cashed the under 5 straight, and over that span, they've allowed less than 100 points per 100 possessions. That includes giving up 119 on that second half back-to-back double split against the Clippers there earlier about a week and a half ago now. So I think the under is a great play here still. I think it's probably my favorite of the night. 234 is not as good as the one I got it, but I'll lock that in as my show, and I still think it has value. If the Grizzlies defense comes to play at home here, slows down the Bucks as much as possible, which I think is definitely going to be one of their main parts of their game plan tonight. I think the under has really good value.
Got you. My guy rolling with the under 234 there, Jordan. My guy Jordan roll with the under. Junior, what you like in this game, my guy? Total sitting at 234. Got the Bucks laying 6 on the road here.
I'm on the Grizzlies plus the 6. I think it's too many points. I think it's a little bit disrespectful to Memphis. First of all, the Bucks are not a winning team on the road. What are they, like 7-9 on the road? And they're 6-9 on this season as road favorites. So at ATS, I'm talking. So there's nothing about the Bucks on the road that, to me, makes them a bet-on team. I know people still continue. I'm not going to say the disrespect, so I'm going to just say undervalue Memphis, because they're not one of the sexy teams that plays on TV all the time. You gotta kind of get into the league pass side of things and go and take your time and make the effort to go and watch these boys. And I've done that the last couple of games, and I'm going to tell you something I noticed, J Money, and I know some people are going to say that I'm being silly for saying this, but They're another one of these by committee teams, right? They don't really rely on one guy. They rely on the collective unit to get shit done. The addition of Justice Winslow into their lineup gives them another proven, solid, when he's healthy, NBA player that could play multiple positions and, more importantly, can guard multiple positions. His offense is still kind of shaky, which has always been, the one weakness to his game. But he's like a 6'6", 6'7" guy who at one point was playing point guard for Miami. He brings something that they lack, which is the ability to plug him in to any spot. He's kind of quicker, more athletic version of Slow-Mo, your homie Kyle Anderson out there. So
he could be back tonight too.
Yeah,
he was out last game. He could be back.
That boy be on that syrup, man. That boy on that syrup, bars or something. Nah, I'm just messing with you, man.
But
he can ball, Junior.
I just think Memphis is being undervalued in this spot, so I'm going to take the points with the home team, who's playing good basketball right now, versus a team who we expect to play well, expect to do better, but the numbers are showing you that they're not living up to that standard. Milwaukee's a 6-9 road favorite ATS. I'm fading them again in this spot.
Got you. Yeah, the Bucks, they coming off that 30-point loss at the house versus the Nuggets. Just be interested to see. I know this is one where I was possibly looking. Like I said, I see some of those bigger name players. I really don't think that they're just, you know what I'm saying, they could be going hard, and maybe if they got some motivation there, but wouldn't be surprised to see some bigger names being announced out late. I mean, even early. We already saw Steph Curry and Draymond Green out today for rest, so these guys playing on back-to-backs. Just be interested to see if they going balls to the wall. The Bucks, they are coming off 31-point loss at the house versus the Nuggets, so just be interested to see how they come out here to play. They could rest Giannis. Like, we don't care. We don't care about this game. Last one before the All-Star break, or they could come out here pissed for getting smacked up like that. Got the Grizzlies here, home dog. They always a feisty team. It's definitely a damn good matchup, and pretty tough number as well, I must say. But I can understand why people are liking the Grizzlies at the 6 on the road, down to 5.5 at a couple of books. So some sharp money coming in on the Grizzlies in that one, my guy. Like I say, just be interested to see how the Bucks bounced back off their terrible game versus the Nuggets. They were playing on the back-to-back as well. Speaking of those Nuggets, let's get to this game, Jordan. We got Nuggets versus Pacers here. We'll go to Junior first on this one. Junior, total up to 227, open up at 225.5. What we think about this one? You like the Nuggets here on the road, or the Pacers the home dog?
Hey man, I told y'all yesterday I'd be fading the Pacers, so I'm not off that. I made this play last night. I'm on the Nuggets minus the 4. That Pacers win did not convince me in any way, shape, or form. The Cavs were giving them the business for a lot of that game until the Pacers finally woke up. I think it's kind of a bad matchup for Indiana in this spot. And there's a trend happening, right? Jamal Murray, first of all, is absolutely on fire. In the last 2 weeks, he's averaging 31 a game on like 58% shooting and over 50% from three. When Jamal Murray is cooking, this is a completely different basketball team. Nikola Jokic has kind of gotten over the one criticism I had of him, where it kind of looked like sometimes he cares, sometimes he doesn't. Oh, he cares this year, and he's balling out of his mind. So when you got the two best players on this team playing at an elite level, this is a much different Denver team. I think their offense is going to be too much for a Pacers team that's playing in a back-to-back situation and just is struggling to find any kind of consistency. So I don't love laying points with Denver on the road because they can be pretty inconsistent when they're ready. But as of right now, their offense is clicking, and when their offense is clicking, I'm willing to invest in the Nuggets. So I'm all over Denver in this spot. I have a pretty sizable wager on this game, to say the least.
Hey, what we thinking, Jordan, on this one? I must say, I couldn't talk anybody off. I'm actually looking towards the Nuggets as well in this one. Pacers, even though they got the win, we know Sabonis barely came, touch it out and play yesterday, Jordan. Is he going to play on the back-to-back after, he's going to be in the All-Star? Ain't he going to be in the All-Star game, if I'm not mistaken? So, yeah. And in a different activity as well, like the skills competition, some shit or something like that. But, Jordan, what we doing in this one, my guy?
I mean, on paper, this looks like an absolute huge fade spot for the Pacers, right? And it probably will be. I'm not saying it's not, but I don't think I'm getting involved in the spread with this one, just because both of these teams are playing, even though the Pacers are on a back-to-back, both these teams are playing their third game in 4 nights. So there's one. Secondly, what Junior very aptly mentioned is the Denver Nuggets have not been great on the road, especially on the defensive end. Their offense has bailed them out of a lot of situations that probably should have been L's on the road. So, I mean, the Pacers, they're one of those teams that can just get hot at home and really surprise you in certain areas too. So, I mean, I think 4 points is actually pretty fair here, but I completely will not talk anybody off of fading them in this spot, coming off a back-to-back with the way they've been looking over their last maybe 8 games. Basically, more than that, like the month of February, essentially, they've just been awful. And so definitely not going to talk anybody off that. If I would make a play on this game, just a lean right now, but I would probably go with the over, just because I mentioned both teams playing their third game in 4 nights. It's the getaway day before the All-Star break. It's 2 playoff-bound teams who are really in need of wins, both of them. So I'm not going to this is probably what's keeping me from making it a play than actual just a lean right now. But I do think the better play would probably be on the total here on the over, simply because I'm not quite ready to fade the Pacers here in this spot, because I do think there's a lot of pride left in this team. They're well coached. They do have a lot of talent, despite the two of their best players that they're missing still on the wing. Denver's road struggles just gives me a little bit of pause here. I think I'd be hoping for a little bit of maybe Pacers speed them up a little bit here, get the over to cash. I'm probably staying away from the spread though.
Got you. I'll tell you the truth, Jordan. Sounds like a little bit of hometown bias there, but
it may be.
You are in all honesty, though, the Nuggets are still missing JaMychal Green, Gary Harris, some other players. Yeah. So when they were missing them, because I remember versus the Bucks, a lot of people thought it was the Bucks finna come out there and smash them. They were on a back-to-back and underman. They went out there and smacked them. So the Nuggets are still missing pieces. I can only look Nuggets here, especially if everybody that's supposed to play right now plays. Obviously Murray and Jokic, they still have some players. The Pacers haven't been playing well right now, guys, and they ain't really expended a lot of energy coming back from damn near 17 last night. Now you come back to the house. So like Jordan said, third game in 4 nights for both teams. It's just one of them is on a back-to-back. The Nuggets not necessarily a good road team, but they're 3-0 straight up and ATS on all 3 games of this road trip. This is the last game of the road trip, the day before All-Star break. A lot of moving parts, man. It would be Nuggets or nothing for me, but I can understand the little bit of trepidation for Jordan there. Because when the Pacers do start to get back winning, it will be in a cluster. Like they lost in the cluster of loss. They lost a bunch of games, 4 games in a row. And when they start back winning, I could see them going on a streak. They are a better team. Fucking coach, man. I don't know what he was doing last night. Junior, what you got to say on this one?
No, a point that I didn't mention that really actually, because I said yesterday that I was going to be on Denver. Because of the bad spot for Indiana. But obviously, we got to crunch numbers before we put money down on these games. And I noticed something that I hadn't paid attention to before. The only team that has covered less spreads than Indiana this season is Houston. Just think about that for a second. Like, Cleveland has covered more than Indiana. Like, Indiana has just been so inconsistent. And I don't think it's a slam dunk because, like you guys, rightly mentioned, Denver could be really inconsistent when they're ready. I'm just kind of playing off the fact that it's a bad spot and a back-to-back for Indiana with Denver's 2 best players not even just playing well. They're playing out of their minds right now. So I'm just kind of rolling with the trends a little bit here.
Got you, man. The last thing I gotta say about this game is just be careful what you ask for. I know Nate McMillan didn't really get him over the fucking hump and all this, but I'm just saying Nate McMillan would not have been down 17 to the Cavs yesterday, all 4 straight losses. That's the only thing that I'm saying. I know they came back and won, but it's fucking coach, man. I'm just saying, George. Just real quick, do you think there's a huge?
I think he's new.
Do you think he's a good coach? Because earlier in the year they were saying that it was a big difference. Lately, I'm sorry, this team looks worse than last year, man. You can't blame it on the injuries.
Every first-year head coach goes through a slump like this middle of the season. Like, it literally happens to almost every first-year head coach. I don't have numbers to back this up, but it's just, I mean, you can look back to a lot of first-year head coaches that have had similar struggles to this. I think that, I think that this is their guy. Like, they handpicked him over a lot of other really big names that they interviewed too. Like, every coach during that offseason was rumored to be either interviewing with or interested in the Pacers job, and they went with the unknown guy that had started out the season pretty well. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt here. I think it's just new coach struggles. The NBA is a different beast from being an assistant coach to a head coach, especially with a team like the Pacers that have dealt with kind of some injuries, especially some of their better players. So yeah, I'm not ready to write him off as a bad coach whatsoever. I do think though that they need to start winning some games and not having to come from behind like they did against a terrible, terrible team like last night.
I didn't say a bad coach. I wouldn't go that far.
He's just new. It's like anything you do brand new. You start off sports betting, you're gonna be awful. Sometimes you could be a winning sports bettor after a few years, though. I mean, it's not like you're gonna be bad forever. It's just you got to get some experience and learn from your mistakes. I think that's exactly what's going on here in Indiana.
Got you. No, the only thing I'm saying is the Pacers actually started off hot. I remember it's a game they went and played in the Pelicans. They were saying with the last coach, we may not have won that game. The game that I saw last night, he couldn't get it. They weren't riled up. They weren't ready for the game. You were down 17, all 4 straight losses, guys. The only thing I'm saying, they were not ready to play the game. They were not motivated. That's the only thing I'm saying. Let's get to the next game. Heat versus Pelicans, guys. Sorry to go too much. I just want to know what the hell is going on. The Heat are +2 underdogs over here. The Pelicans on the back-to-back. What we doing with this, man? Heat been on the slide. Is Jimmy Butler playing, Junior? You like anything in this game?
If I know the second I know Jimmy Butler's status, I'm either gonna be on the Heat or I'm just gonna be off this game. The one reason I like the Heat in this spot, other than the fact that they obviously been playing well, number one, they just got smacked in the mouth in their last game. I feel like they're just gonna want to bounce back and just go into the All-Star break with a much better feeling. They scored 80 points in the last game, which is kind of ridiculous. The other thing is this: they might have the one guy that physically Zion can't really intimidate in Bam Adebayo. I'm not saying Bam is as strong as Zion, but he's probably the closest thing pound for pound to any dude that could to stand up to the Zion physical challenge. And he's just a really smart defender and can guard, the guy's much taller than him. So you figure you give him a guy that's his size or a little bit shorter. I think Bam can hang with Zion. And if you could slow down Zion, you kind of got the Pelicans' number right now, because slowly but surely Zion is proven that he is one of the best players in the NBA. I mean, this guy has basically no jump shot, and nobody could guard this guy. So I think I like the Bam versus Zion matchup. If I could get Jimmy Butler confirmed, I know that's going to change the number, but I still need Jimmy Butler in there, though. I still need him to be full strength after they put up 80 points in the last game. So it's a heavy lean to Miami, but I haven't made it official yet.
Yeah, Bam questionable as well, Junior. So it's Bam and Junior, and Bam and Jimmy Butler questionable. If Bam doesn't play, you definitely. What you thinking if Bam Adebayo doesn't play here?
Then I might be on the Pelicanos because Zion's about to eat. Who's going to guard him? Kelly Olynyk? Like what are we talking about right now?
Yeah, good luck. Good luck, Precious. Issue.
Now look, they put Tyler Hero can stop him.
Like. Then I'm literally, because I saw that Bam's questionable, but I feel like that's more of a rest thing. You know what I mean? Like I heard Steph is out. I heard a lot of guys are going to get this day off.
Just what I was seeing, the left knee tendonitis for Bam Adebayo, right knee inflammation for Butler. Butler's been out a couple games though, so we can really see him come back. I know what you're saying though. Full squad here. I'd be looking towards the Heat here too, Jordan. What you think about this one?
Yeah, definitely. I think the value is with the Heat here if they have all their guys healthy. But then again, if you're Miami, I mean, what real value is playing those two guys tonight versus taking an L into the All-Star break, but giving them an extra few days of rest here? So I think they're really, like we talked about this yesterday, it's going to be even more pronounced today. I think teams lean on the side of caution here with some of these guys that are listed as questionable here. I think you really have to kind of read between the tea leaves a little bit to kind of see which guys are more doubtful than questionable. But these would be two guys that I would say, a good team are trying to get back to the pinnacle of where they were last year and if not beat where they were last year and win a championship, even though I don't think that's, going to happen this year. They still believe it. I'm sure absolutely that they're going to be in competition in the Eastern Conference with how muddled it is there at the bottom. So I'd say probably those two are going to sit out if I had to guess, which means that I'm definitely staying away from this game. But that being said, if they play the way the Pelicans have been playing defense lately, they could definitely win this game outright as underdogs here. So if you do see that news that they're in, jump on it quick, because it's not going to be around. The underdog line's not going to be around much longer, or else it's going to be probably maybe road favorites potentially if both of them play. But then again, what benefit does that really serve them? I mean, standings, like, it doesn't. I don't think a win or a loss really hurts or helps them that much here. So I think they probably sit. So I'm probably staying off.
Exactly. Yeah, the main thing I would be thinking about is the Heat coming off their pretty much worst offensive game of the season, 37 points at the half, 80 points. That's pretty much one of their worst offensive outputs damn near ever, like as a team. So be interested to see if they come back, after that loss, try to get this win. If not, if they do rest them, then like you say, then they're really, just taking precaution here. Be interested to see who all plays for the Pelicans as well. This is the team that's on the back-to-back here. So we know for a while Zion didn't play back-to-backs. He's starting to play them. Just be interested to see, guys. You can see you never know what the hell you're gonna see today. It's almost like the last day of the regular season. Almost. Sometimes some teams trying to get that extra rest, extra little vacation time, my guys. Let's get to the next game, man. We got Thunder versus Spurs here, Junior. Thunder versus Spurs lined up to 7 now for the Spurs here. What you think about this spot here?
Yeah, I see the homie in the chat, Cuban Connect, told me that he's on OKC money line, and my guy is brave. Yeah, listen, Caleb, I got mad respect for Cuban Connect though, but I can't roll with you on this one. My guy is brave. I like it though. I like your spirit, Cuban Connect. I like your spirit, brother, but I can't roll. I might take the points, but that's the only way I could look. This is just too many points, bro. Like the Spurs are a much better team, but OKC just has that knack for hanging around, and I feel like in this spot they're being a little bit disrespected. The proper line in my opinion, should be like 5.5. Once you get over 6, I could only look towards OKC, so that just kind of makes it a pass for me.
Yeah, the line should even be lower than that, man, because they opened at 5.5. I think it should have been at 4. They still got a bunch of guys out here. They got a bunch of guys out, Jordan. In theory, it's a revenge spot for the Spurs. I was all over OKC. I'm talking about all over them boys. Lou Dort, 3-pointer from the corner. Hey, 102-99. They end up winning on that shot. I was glad, but the Spurs still almost beat them. Coming the first game back after COVID. All this, Jordan. What is it? Too many points? No, look, this your squad. Were you riding with Oklahoma City?
Man, I know. But after what I watched last night with them, I mean, they only had, I think, like 12 or 13 turnovers, but like half of them, if not more, were unforced. Like it was almost like watching a college basketball game at times, which, I mean, when you look at their roster and how old all these guys are, they basically all should still be in college if they're 4-year guys. So I guess that's not saying too much, but I'm always going to lean on the side of taking points with Oklahoma City. The problem is I also love I love the points with the Spurs here if in the spots they're undervalued. The problem is I think this is actually a pretty true line with Oklahoma City coming off the back-to-back. Their offense has been really, really bad, hence all the the turnovers and everything. And even though their defense has been absolutely amazing, it's just two possession game here on the second night of a back-to-back where they could hang around for 3.5 quarters and then just completely wilter away heading into the All-Star break. I mean, they came back last night. They were down 20 points in the third quarter. The Mavs, I disrespected the hell out of them on the show yesterday, and I guess I ate my words for that because they just dominated the third quarter. They couldn't do anything defensively or offensively in that quarter. And then they came back a little bit at the game when it was at the end when it was out of hand, but who's to say they're going to have enough juice to do that against the Spurs team, despite all the guys they're missing still depth-wise. So spread-wise, I'm staying off, but I do have a play on the total here on the under at 220, and I got under 112.5 on the first half. I think these two teams have been playing. They played each other twice so far, and both times have gone under. Last time they won another only 85 points scored in the first half. With OKC coming off a back-to-back, I'd be surprised if they get much higher than 100 points here. And that's probably the main reason why I'm staying off of them against the spread-wise. I just think that in the end, I think the Spurs could probably eke out a cover here, but I do think it's going to be a defensive game for both squads. Like I said, third time they played one another, that usually leans more towards defense here. So I got under 220, under 112.5 first half for my two plays on this one.
Yeah, you can only take the under here, guys. I mean, I'm watching this game last night. The game didn't go fly under because Luka wasn't in there. The Mavs offense was actually still pretty good. I mean, Brunson stepping in for Luka actually wasn't too bad of a drop-off. Porzingis ended up going off on the boy. I'm talking about he had like 3 back-to-back threes. Like, oh, boy, you just passing the ball, man. Hey, boy, Porzingis like, oh, he can play again. Yeah, but look. The Thunder offense has been absolutely terrible, guys. I'm sorry. I'm watching this game last night. Their offense couldn't get out of their own way. That was with Al Horford. We know he don't play back-to-backs. I was thinking when they put him and SGA back in the game late that maybe him and SGA might sit out. But Horford out for sure. You don't have LaMarcus Aldridge over there. Still Rudy Gay out. The only player that did get back was Keldon Johnson, and he came back and balled. I'd only look towards the Spurs here. It's went all the way up to 7. I'm not taking -7 Spurs, guys. I'm not might trying to look for it in play here, but Spurs will be the side here, revenge game, but that 7 is too high, guys. I mean, the bookies they know what they're doing. This one open up at 5.5 up to 7. I could see this one landing right around that one. In all honesty, when they were laying -1 on the road, they should be coming back laying 4 or 5 here. So in theory, it's max spot for Spurs, guys, but I don't want to lay that 7 with them. It's really too rich for them. Still with them missing all their guys. They have been balling with DeRozan. I like them to win by double digits, but I'm going to try to in-play this one and get a better. I think I'm going to ride with Jordan, though, on that under, the way that the Thunder under offense was looking last night. 2 more games, guys. Next game up, Kings versus Blazers here. The Kings, Jordan, you looking at anything in this game?
I would say that I think the under has a little bit of value, but as I mentioned on the show yesterday, I'm completely laying off any unders that involve the Sacramento Kings. But that being said, I mean, theoretically, them coming off the back-to-back, I mean, Portland should smash here, right? Like, I don't have a play on this game, but if I did, it would have to be on the Blazers. Like, I cannot get involved in backing the Sacramento Kings almost in any instance. I mean, they were good. They were good last night and up until right at the end, I guess, and then they lost the cover, right? They were 4.5 and favorites and won by 3 or something like that yesterday. So, I mean, they're not a team I'm willing to get involved in. Theoretically, it is a revenge spot for them, but because I think Portland's beat them twice now, right? Yeah, Portland's won both their meetings so far this season, but I mean, I'd be laying the points still here if I was playing this game. I can't touch the Kings.
Got you. What we doing in this one, Junior? Is Dame going Dame time again versus the Kings? What you like in this one?
Yeah, it could only be Blazers. I mean, first of all, I just seen that Tyrese Halliburton is out, so that's a big piece for the Kings right now. The Kings need all their players. I see people in the chat getting mad at that troll, Mr. Playtime, because he's saying that Dame is out. I don't know where he got that information, but just ignore him, bro. He's a troll. This is the same guy that got mad at me because I said Blake probably mad that he got traded from LA to Detroit, as if any human being would rather live in Detroit than LA. He's just goofy, bro. Just ignore him. He's not here for information. But as far as this game goes, it's Blazers only. I can't get involved in the Kings, especially on the road and not without one of their 3 best players. I'm on Blazers or nothing in this spot.
Got you. Yeah, the Kings, they came back and beat the Lakers. They did come back and beat the Lakers. Now they on a back-to-back spot here. They've been without Halliburton for 3 games now, so just be interesting to see. We've been knowing he was going to be out for through the All-Star break. Like I say, man, Blazers are nothing for me. But I mean, the guy with them predicting Dame's being out, I wouldn't put it past the Blazers on a back-to-back spot. So I'm not messing with that game, guys. Dame in full go. They should come out here and smack the Kings, who already don't play defense. Now you're on the, back-to-back spot. Just be interesting to see what happens in this game, who all plays or whatever. Just one you might wait till the last second. Everybody in for Blazers, then possibly so. Next game up, last game, my guys, Warriors versus Suns. This line was at 5.5, 6.5. Then they announced that no Steph Curry, no Draymond Green. Kelly Oubre didn't play last night, but he'll likely be coming back to play in Phoenix. Try to show them boys up. Jordan is KO going for 50 tonight in Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, probably not. Let's just say that. I will say this. Phoenix, I think they have every bit of the ability to just dominate this game if they really want to without Steph and Draymond in there. But are they playing a little reverse psychology right now? They're like, oh, we're going to rest our stars. Like, you guys can beat us easily. Don't worry. We're just seeding this game to you. And then Golden State hangs around and, only loses by 8 or 9 points. Like, I could easily see that tonight. The Warriors are pretty deep, a deep team, regardless of if we give them credit for being that or not. Like you said, if Oubre's back tonight, it's just Dre and Steph out. I'm thinking this line's gone a little bit too far. But that being said, there's absolutely nothing that will get me to step in front of this Phoenix Suns team with the way they've been playing right now. They have been the best team in the NBA in the month of February, and against a team that without Steph and without Dre tonight could easily lose this game by 30 points, and the game will be over by halftime. Not one I'm getting involved in. That being said, 11.5 is a lot of points. I know Steph is worth at least 3 or 4 points by himself. But, Draymond Green, it may not be worth 2 by himself, which is what you're telling me here with the way this line's moved. So Lean Warriors still, but definitely not going to get involved with it. It's just a light lean for me tonight. With knowing, I think the Suns maybe they come out, maybe not take this game too seriously. Maybe they're looking a little ahead to their vacation. Maybe they think, hey, we can let these guys hang around and then blow them out in the fourth quarter if we really need to. Like let's not exert too much on this one tonight. So I'd be weary of either side of this one, to be honest, because I could talk myself into both sides of this 11.5, to be honest.
Shit, I'm gonna be waiting to see if the Suns decide to rest somebody. You know what I'm saying? If it's gonna be that easy of a game, why don't rest CP and Booker one time? They're not really that type of team, though, Junior. I can't say Money Williams, like, he's going for every win. Them boys used to be taking losses. Now, we can get every dub right now, but you are right, Jordan. It doesn't mean that they're going to win by double digits. I don't have anything in this one. Was possibly looking at Suns at that 6.5. You know what I'm saying? If you could have got it at that, in theory, smack spot for them in the back-to-back. But the words, I'll come off a couple losses here, Junior. What you think about this one?
Well, first of all, I took Phoenix -5.5 last night, so I'm laughing right now.
You're feeling real good.
Yeah, to be honest with you. So my analysis is just based off what I took last night. I don't like Jay Money's talk about the Suns resting more guys, though, Jay. Settle down with that talk.
Hey, I hope they don't. I hope you cash it, my guy. No, it's just something that you know how to say NBA is. Oh, y'all rest the guy? Oh, we're going to rest it. I can't stand it, bro. I wish everybody was playing. I saw a stat where Jordan played like 3 years. We won 3 championships. He played every single game, but we're not going to even get to all that. But my bad, Junior. Sorry, go off there.
No, you're good. Yeah, I got the Suns first half. I think the Suns are just rolling, but you did make a very good point, Jay. They're not in a position to take wins for granted. They're just not in that position. If you're super young, you probably think the Suns are a joke of a franchise, but before this decade, they were consistently a playoff team every single year. They're actually one of the better franchises in the NBA, even though they don't have a championship. They've been to the finals a couple of times, and they've just been consistent. So it's good to see them back where they belong as a playoff contender. And if they take wins for granted, then they deserve to miss the playoffs again. And there's something that I seen last night that some of y'all most likely seen on social media. The team chemistry is looking kind of good, right? Because the owner's known as one of the cheapest mofos in the NBA. But I know y'all saw him yesterday with no shirt on, rocking the bling, chilling with the guy Jay Crowder. So when you got the owner on the team playing with no shirt on, rocking bling, and talking that talk, people are feeling good about themselves. The chemistry, the ambiance, for lack of a better word, is all good in Phoenix. I think that they keep that rolling going into the All-Star break.
Got you. Hey, that's the show today, my guys. Break them off with your official plays, Jordan.
Yes, sir. We got under 235 and 234 in Bucks Grizzlies. I'm going to jump on the 6 points there with my guy Junior as well. I like the Grizz tonight. And then I got under 220 and under 112.5 in Thunder versus Spurs.
Sharp looks, my guys. Sharp looks, man. What's up, Junior? What you liking tonight?
Yeah, I'm on them Nuggets -4. I'm on the Grizzlies +6. And I'm on the Heat. Oh, actually, you know what? That's not an official play because I haven't put it in my pocket yet. I don't have any money on it yet. So I don't make plays official until I got money on it. So the only money I got right now is Nuggets and Memphis +6.
Sharp looks, my guy. I hope you go 2-0. Jordan, I hope you go 3-0, my guys. I don't have any plays
Hey,
today.
Jay, can I say something, though?
Go ahead. This is the wrap up.
Because I know the internet thing's been annoying. It's not my internet connection, it's my computer. I'm using my new computer. I apologize to the people. I know that should be mad annoying. I be swearing at people in the chat. SBR be deleting some of the shit I be saying to people, saving me from myself because I got a bad temper. So it's nothing personal. You come at me, I'm gonna come at you. But I know the internet's annoying. My bad. New computer. We good. We good.
Nah, don't take it too personal, man. Don't let them guys get you too riled up, man.
Chat is ruthless.
Don't have the boys delete comments.
Yo, SBR be deleting my comments because I be talking about people's moms, all that. You come at me, bro. I don't got a filter. I apologize. So I'm just apologizing right now.
Bro, don't be talking about their mom and stuff. All right, man. I'm sorry, man. It was funny. Junior say he beefing back with you boys, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all, man.
The beef is over, is what I'm saying. It's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Now
It's
I
squashed.
think we're doing an All-Star show tomorrow, guys. So if you've been to All-Star game for, you know what I'm saying, for whatever reason, guys, come and check us out tomorrow. We're gonna do an All-Star show. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow, man. Go on.